In the previous class, we discussed about the HANA administration part, HANA Studio tabs, trace, all those things. And also we discussed about the licenses and everything. We discussed delta merge and save point. These topics we discussed in our previous class here. So today we'll discuss about the few more things which are there in the HANA Studio here. So you see here backups. So that will be covered as part of the backup time, right? So, and this is the catalog here. You can see the catalog here. The catalog, you see the catalogs here. So catalog means all the tables resides in this catalog here. So all the table in the database level, we already know, right? Data will be stored in the database level in the form of tables, right? In the form of tables, the data will be stored here in the form of data will be stored in the form of tables here. So here you can see the catalog. Under the catalog, you can see the schemas. Schema means the owner of the tables. The group of tables are called the schema. So few tables, there is a schema, right? Owner, group of the owner. Like suppose like each team, there is a manager, team manager, right? Basis manager, above manager, security manager. How we have the team managers are there here also a group of tables. These all are the schemas. Each table, suppose like if you see each table there is a tables are available. Where the tables are available means catalog. Under the catalog schema, under the schema we have the list of tables are available here. List of tables are available here. These all are the tables here. These all are the tables here. You can see all are the tables here. So this group of tables are available under the sys schema. So like that, we have, suppose if you take this schema, here also few tables are available here also. Here also few tables are available here under this access base schema HANA. So we have the few tables are available here, right? REST API, XLLM, usage, like that. These all are the default schemas. Default means whenever you install the database, these schemas will come automatically. The schemas, under the schema, you have the tables by default. Some tables will come here automatically here, right? So that is the schemas here. So suppose example, under the schema, what will be there here? In each schema, so there is a, so tables, list of tables are available here, right? Just if you open the tables, you can see the tables here. List of tables are available under the each schema. So these tables contains what? This tables contains what means this tables contains the data. This tables contains the data here. So right click on the table, just click on the open data preview. Then you will see the data in the tables here. Data in the tables here. Data in the tables here. You see, so 200 rows retrieved in the 18 milliseconds. So which means, so 200 rows data retrieved in the 18 milliseconds, it got retrieved here. Means very speedily it got retrieved here. So like this, you can also see the right click and open the data preview. We can see the tables data also here. We can see the tables data. What is the data name? So then old create. So these are the system internal tables, right? So you can see the data name here. Data name here. What are there here? Everything you got the data here, right? You see here, right? So each table there is a data. Data will be stored here. Each table there is a data. The data is stored in the tables here, right? You can see here. So like that, you can also see the data preview. You can just select any table, then just click on the OK button. Then you will see the content of the table. What is the data is there inside of the table here. All the information it is located here. All the information it is located in the tables here. All the information it is located in the tables here, right? So that is the main thing of the so here catalog here. Under the catalog we have the schema. Under the schema we have the list of tables are there. So if we want to see the data preview, right click and just click on the data preview here. Then data will be displayed here. If you want to delete the data table, we can delete the table also. If we want to export the table, we can export the table to our local file system. If we want to import from other table to here, we can import it also here. So that is possible, means export, import, and delete. So that is also possible here. Okay. So that is the one thing here. Suppose there is a one more good thing is here. So for other databases, we have to export to our local Excel sheet, and we have to take the graphs and everything here for the analysis purpose. For the analysis purpose, we need to do this work, right? Suppose just you can export to the local file system, then you can just do Excel, and suppose if you want to analyze the data, what is the sales growth, what is the forecasting, what are the sales trend. Suppose if you want to do that type of graphs, so normally sales team will do that one, right? So then they will export the tables level data, then so they will do all the work. It will take 1 or 2 days for them to do all this work. But if you are in the HANA, then it will not take much time here. Within fraction of milliseconds, just to go to there is an analysis tab here. In the analysis tab here, the table, whatever the table you have retrieved in the analysis tab, just you can just put the, so here, in the x-axis there is a table set. In the x-axis you can put the here, then in the y-axis you can just put the table here, then you will get the reference. You will get the reference. Any column you can take it out here, any column you can take it out, then you can give the number here that will be displayed here, right? The graphs wise the data will be displayed here. The graphs wise the data will be displayed here. So where you want to put the data and in which one you want to take it out here, length. So graphs wise your data will be displayed. Not only this graph here. So you want to check in this graph, you want to check in this graph, you want to, so line charts, you want to in the pie charts. So like this, the tables data, whatever the table data you have, the data we can do the analysis. We can do the analysis as well. So normally during the sales activities, the sales team will fill this kind of information here, right? This is the one of the thing is possible with the charts wise. Charts wise, it's possible here. Chart wise, it is possible here in the system here. What chart you required? So is there in the scatter charts or map charts? So whatever you required here, all the tree charts, tree wise. So then heat map. So then what like waterfall charts or radar charts. So then whatever you required, then we can just do any type of charts. We can do that one, right? Normally this is what we prefer. Normally this is what we see the trends. When you see outside of the sites also, we see the trend. So some trends like how the sales has got increased, then immediately decreased, then again it is increased, then after that it's a very flat, then some fluctuations, then again it go. Then right, we see the fluctuations here. Same as like here, so we can see the tables trend here, how growth was happened in which date. So then after that, how the sales was fall down. So then this kind of analysis is very useful for the salespersons when they are going to release their product into the market. First of all, they have to check their trend. So in which month, which date their sales are very high based upon the previous forecasts, then they'll release the product into the market, right? So how they will get the data means the table level, where the tables are available in the database level. The database level, if it is the HANA database, so then it is the catalog. In the catalog, where the schema, under the schemas, we have the list of tables are available. So each table, just you can right click and you can open the data preview. You can also export the tables also. Just export the tables to your local file system also. If you want to export to your directory, your download directory or your local directory, you can export it also here. You can export it. That is also possible here, right? So you can also create the table also here. Right click and so we want to create the new table. So you can just create the new tables also, just to create the new table. You can also create the new table like Z training, something like that. You can create it here. So here in the table, what are the columns should be here? What are the columns? Like training means, so name should be here. Then training means, So time, training time. Then who is the training time here? So what is their phone number? So something like that we can create it, but it's not like that. So just you can create the like this. You can create the tables here. Just you can create the tables here. I will create in the schema. Schema name is system here, right? It's a column store table here. Just click on the OK button. Then I created the one one jet training like that. I created the one table here, right? So under the system, there is a table name which I created is called the jet training here. Right click and open the data preview. Here you can see the name, time, phone number like that. I'll add all your names here, all your timelines when you are joining, and phone numbers, all your phone numbers, respective phone numbers I can add to the here, so that I can add to the here. So that's what will happen. So you all can join to the, so you all are, so your data you will be available in the database level permanently here when you are joining and everything here, right? So that's why we can also create the tables here. We can also delete the tables here. We can also create the table. So we can also delete the table. We can also review the data preview, content, index also we can create it here. Export, import, load into the memory, your table into the memory, unload from the memory, and perform the delta merge also here. So load into the memory, right? Means
Sir,
loading the data into, yes.
sir, if we are deleting the table, how we'll come to know that it is not impacting somewhere? Means we have to check, sir, pre-check that we are deleting this table and it will not impact inside.
So that we should know whether it definitely it will impact. So
Any pre-check for that, sir? How to do check, sir?
deleting the table, normally we won't delete any tables.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Any tables we won't delete. That is the main thing here. So if you are deleting the table means like which application using this table to update it. So that application will impact definitely. So that we cannot check here which one is using here. That is the developer responsibility to check it out here. Why?
So
Why?
we should
Because
not delete.
we should not delete. First of all, we will not create first of all tables or anything.
Yes, sir.
Development team is there. Development team, they will create it here. So why? Because while creating the development team, while writing the application or anything, they will write the code here. Okay, database
Okay.
level, there is a one jet training table is there. So you go and update the table, all the information like that. They will write the codes here. So they will write the code developers. So based on that, it will update it here. So if you're
Okay.
deleting means definitely that will not update. That program will not execute. That program will fail SAP level.
Okay.
So it will create the noise. So whoever creates, those persons knows, right? Others don't know. So the only that's why developers knows all this information.
Thank you.
And also we don't require how to create, how to delete also. Just for information, I'm telling we can also create the tables also. Sometimes
Okay.
what happens if the table size is very huge, sometimes what happens, the table size is very huge. In that case, what we can do here, we can also load into the memory or unload from the memory. Means the table size is very huge. The table is there in the, suppose like this is our other database here. Here we have, this is the RAM, we have the data. This is the OS level file systems here, right? OS level file systems here. This is the memory. This is the disk. Okay. So here, what will happen? There is a one table, suppose like that training table. So that training table is available in the main memory itself, which is having the 10 GB size. Example 10 GB size here. So this table will not be used much here. Then if you keep in the main memory, if you keep in the main memory this table, if you keep it here, what will happen? This will occupy the 10 GB of your license, right? Why? Because HANA license is based upon the main memory, right? So it is occupying that much of space, memory, 10 GB space, it is occupying memory. Why? Because if the memory the space is, all the data is residing into the main memory means definitely it will increase the your license cost also, right? So that is the reason you don't want to keep this table into the main memory here. You don't want to keep this table into the main memory. What we can do, we can right click on the table, we can unload this table to the disk storage level, we can unload it here. We can unload it here. We can just unload the table here, which means instead of table here, the table will come to the table will come to the here. This is called the unload activity. So then whenever you required, then again you can go to the table, just you can load it to the here. Unload, load. So in this way we can minimize the some license cost here. So that's why right click on the table, just unload from the main memory. So when this you are unloading this table from the delta storage from the main memory, next time when the table is accessed, it will slower because the data first should be loaded to the main memory first here. So then unloading. Then now if it is now unloaded, now this table data is not available in the main memory here. So whenever you access the next time, what will happen? So it will check data is not available. Then it will go to the disk storage level. It will pull the data. Then first of all, it will be loaded here. Then again, your search data will be accessed to here. But because HANA, it only responsibility to if the data is there in the main memory, it will be execute. So that is only one thing here, right? Queries, statements, conversion, all these things will be executed here, right? So that is the one thing of the load, unload. So we can also load, we can also unload also here. So load into the memory means in memory loading. Load, unload from the memory means unloading into the delta storage here, keeping only file systems here. So delta merge. Delta merge means normally we know. So moving the committed changes means once the transaction is committed, all the committed entries from the delta storage into the main storage. That is called the delta merge activity. We can also perform the delta merge here manually. So if you are performing manually, that is called the force merge. Force merge here. Forcefully we are merging here. That is called the force merge here. So there are the types of merges are there here. Types of merges. Yesterday in the last class we discussed the merges, right? So force merge and also smart merge, right? So force merge and smart merge here, which means so application, when the application will perform, that is the smart merge. Application automatically will perform the merging operation without any manual or user intervention. If you perform manually, that is called the force merge. Forcefully, we are merging the data here. That is called the force merge here. Okay. So that is the type, that is the so tabs here you can see the here. Perform the delta merge, load, unload, export, import. So you have some other tables data you want to import here. We can also import here. We can also import the data here to this file system. We can also export. We can also import here. Suppose you want to import the some other tables data here, right? So we can also import here. Suppose example, let's see. Let me normally the developer will perform this kind of work here. The developers will perform this kind of work here, loading and unloading the data. So you have some Excel data here, right? So you have Excel data here. Here name is there, time is there, then so PH number, that is what we have in the columns, right? PH number here. Suppose you want to name, right? So Ravi. So then time. So 7 o'clock. Our time is 7. Then phone number. So we can just check something like this. Next one. So 7 o'clock. Then so different one. So like this we can add so more people into the list. Okay, more people into the list we can add to the here. All right. So so I'm trying to upload. I'm trying to upload the data. I'm trying to upload the data manually here. Okay. I'm trying to upload the data manually into the here. That is what I'm doing here. So here, I think there is a folder. I think folder we have to upload it here. I think folder we have to create it here. So then select the folder. Okay. Folder we have to create it here. From the folder we have to do all kind of work here. Where is that users? Here is not there. I think it's not there here. Okay.
It was as a table.xls.
Normally this kind of work we won't do, but let's see. Table. Just trying whether this can be import or not. Import, import objects from the current client. And downloads, table, table, next. Okay. Folder index, folder export should not be, folder index and should not be found. Folder, okay, index, two folders we have to create it here, index and exports. Okay, then only we can import it. Okay, so not a problem, just leave it like this. Okay, so like this also we can create, move and view everything, we can do it here. Okay, that is the system here, right? System. So that is the catalog. Catalog we have. So this type of things are available here. Where the tables are available means in the HANA Studio catalog. Under the catalog we have the schemas. Each schema there are the set of tables are available here, right? That is the one thing. Right? So the next one is called the content, right? Content is for the is purely development purpose, developers. So developers will do the kind of work here. Developers will do the kind of work here. Developers here, development team here, right? So developers will work on that is called the modelers development team. HANA also we have the development team is done also we have that develop is available here. Right click on the content, then click on the new, click on the package, right? They will create the packages and everything. You no need to worry about the so development work here. So they will do the all kind of work here. Okay. They will create the packages like analytical privileges, how they will create it here. So they will right click on the, they will create the first of all package here. Suppose like, so they will right click on the content and whenever they are starting working on that one, the developers, we are not the developers. They will, they will create on the one package here. Under the package, they will create the, so they, under that one right click, they will create the procedures, table, analytical privileges, attributes. Like this, they will start creating it here. So thus you don't require here this tab, but because it's purely the developers will work on these tabs here, development teams here. Okay. The next one is the provisioning here, right? So provisioning here. Provisioning means the meaning of the provisioning is we can provision the other systems data like other databases. Suppose few customers they are in the other databases. Suppose like so they are in the SQL Server database or they are in the Oracle database. They are in the DB2 database. They are in the MaxDB database. But they want to go. They want to install the HANA database here. They want to install the HANA database. Then centrally they have installed the HANA database here. They have all the databases are available here, right? SQL, right? And Oracle and DB2, right? And MaxDB. Suppose example, these are the databases he is having. Here also they have the data, here also they have the data, here also you have the data. And they have newly installed the HANA database also in their landscape. They don't have budget. So to SQL Server to again HANA database, Oracle to HANA database, DB2 to separate database means they need 4 HANA databases, right? 4 HANA database data they have to migrate to the HANA database, right? Single database we cannot merge it. So they have to go install the one more HANA database here to they need HANA database for there are a lot of features HANA database, right? So they want to merge all the data. Then they have to install here one more database. Then here they have to install the one more database, right? Here they have to install the one more. They can migrate this all the data to the So their databases here. So here for this type of customers who don't have much budget and also who don't have much budget, and in that case for small customers also SAP attracted, saying that there is a implemented the one feature that is called the provisioning. Means so no problem if you install the one HANA database, you can just to grab the data from the other databases to the HANA database. Just you can create the provisioning here so that just using just you can log into this database HANA database with one user ID. It's all the four databases data. You can just grab it at one time. You can just grab it. Grab it means you can pull the data from the other databases here. You don't need to log into this database, and this one, right? Just log into the HANA. Just grab the data from the other databases here, right? Just grab the data from the other databases here. That is the provisioning. We can provision the data from the database language. We can provision the data from the other databases to HANA database by creating the virtual tables, by creating the virtual connections, virtual tables and remote data source here. For that one, you need to right click and you need to create the remote data source here. So then what is the source name? Suppose SQL to HANA. So then what is the SQL, right? It's what is the SQL for? We have to use the here Sybase, Teradata, IQ, HANA, Hadoop, SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, Hadoop, any databases, all the following databases, you can just integrate it. You can integrate it here. Then what is the source name? What is the connection name? So there is a configuration we have to perform on the SQL Server side and everything. So data source name, or what is the user, what is the password, all the information we have to fill it here. All the information we have to fill it here. Not only SQL Server, right? So you can also just HANA to HANA, and also you can also just HANA to HANA also we can pull the data here. HANA to HANA also we can pull the data here. You have the one HANA database. You have the one HANA database here. Then you want to pull the data from the other HANA databases. Then you can enter the host name and port number. Then what is the user? You can enter it here. Then what is the password? You can enter it here. Then you can just click on the here other HANA database details you have to enter it here. Just click on the OK button. Then we can provision the other HANA databases here. Just we can create the remote source created, but there are the some drivers we have to install it. There is a prerequisite for that to create the some drivers. From drivers like JDBC, ODBC drivers we have to install on the operating systems to achieve this configuration, right? That is the second drive. Okay, but creation of the connections like this we have to create it here. Right click on the remote sources, click on the new remote connection here. So once you link your databases to the here, once you create the connection, then here you have the other databases, right? You can just pull the data from the automatically. You can pull the data from this HANA database. Just you can log into the one single login. Whatever the database data you required, just you can pull the data. Why? Because it's more required for the developers. It's required for the developers. They required. Why? Because developers they will merge the data. So this database data, this tables data, this one, they will merge into the one data sets or something they will do for their development purpose. They want to merge this one. So that is the purpose we are using this concept. So we will do this type of configurations in the HANA database here. That is concept of the provisioning concept here, right? Next one is the security concept here. Security means users creation and everything. That I will explain it. Separate topic actually the security. Okay, that I will explain it. So before the security, so normally we discussed, right? HANA file systems. The file systems also HANA file systems. Normally here we know, so diagnosis files are available. So trace files are available, everything here. Where these diagnosis files are available. If any issues occurs, we can see it here. But if the HANA is down, how to check here? Normally in SAP 11, A11 or ST11, you can check the work directory logs. but in the HANA Studio level, you can check it from here, right? Diagnosis files, you can check it from here, right? You can check it from here. So you can check from here. So here you can just check the all the index servers and everything you can check from here, right? So that is the reason. That is the reason. So in case the HANA Studio, HANA is down, then you cannot access anything from the studio. Then in this case, we have to log into the OS level. We need to check here, right? So for this one, so there is a file systems, HANA file systems. We have HANA OS level file systems here, HANA OS level file systems here, right? HANA, same SAP, how we have the file systems, HANA OS level file systems. Okay. So what are those here? Same as like it will create the USR, SAP, SID. Under the SID, same here, we have the same as like SAP, right? Then instance number. For SAP, we will create the D instance number something, right? Here, D means here, HANA, right? Then HDB. So then instance number, it will create the one file system here, right? So like this, it will create it here. Then, then what next? So this is the file systems here, right? Sys, sys contains, suppose if you want to see, just go to the here, then sys USR, SAP, under the SAP, we have the SIDs. Here we can find out how many SIDs are installed here, how many SIDs are installed here. We have the, all the data here, how many SIDs are there here. So all the details you can, so it will be available here. All the details available here. Right? So you can see the all the SIDs are available here. So suppose you want to go to suppose like HD5, right? HD5. Just go to the HD5 here. Then in HD5, so just go to the see here. You have the sys and HDB instance number and home. We have the home is not required. So just to sys and HDB00. Then go to the CD sys folder. In the CD sys we have, you can see again three folders here. The sys, under the sys we have again three folders here. One is the exe directory, same SAP level, right? Same global directory, exe global. Then, so what is this? Profile. So profile. Here profile directory not much useful here. Profile directory not much useful here. Just give me a minute. Sorry, guys. Yeah, here sys exe global directory and a profile directory. So exe, normally we know exe means all the kernel files are located here. So which means like we will not update any kernels here. Exe means here the database related binaries are available here. Database related, all the binaries are available here, right? All the library files, all the Python files, name server, index server. If the process running means because of this kernel files here, this kernel files here. The process, all the process running means because of the all this kernel files here, all the kernel files here. Because of this reason, all those things are running here, right? So here, what we can do here, all these are running fine here. So these are the kernel files. We should not touch all these kernel files here. It's very dangerous if you touch it here. So then global directory, profiles, it will contain HANA profiles here. The global directory also, if we go to the global, in the global directory also here, so normally here there is a security folder, then there is a HDB here. Here, this file is, this folder navigation is important here. HDB, custom, and config. HDB custom config. CD, and a config, cd config here, cd config. Okay, the cd config here, INA files are available here. So INA files are available here. CD custom config here in the global directory. So there is a security folder here. This is a very important. That's why I am telling this folder navigation HDB custom config. So people will ask you where the all the INA files are available here. All the INA files. INA files means configuration files are available here. So OS level. So OS level normally if you go to the here in the configuration tab, these all are the INA files are available, right? These all are the INA files here. So means configuration files. If you want to change any parameters in the HANA, we will use this INA files, right? We will use this INA files here to perform all kind of work here. So here where the all the INA files are available, here we can say in the configuration tab, all the configuration changes, everything we can perform related to the HANA. But if the HANA Studio is down or HANA is not available, how to change it operating system level? Then we have to go to the global HDB custom config here. Global HDB custom config here. Global HDB custom config here. In this location, we have to go and change the INA files here. Okay, that is the main thing here. This folder path is very important. Global HDB custom configuration files for the all the INA files here. exe kernels related directory here. Profiles, the profiles it will contain. We will not touch this one. The next one is called the HDB instance number here, right? So just go back. Go back means cd space dot dot slash. One dot dot slash means one back. cd dot dot slash one back you went. Now you are in the global directory. You enter to the sys directory, right? cd dot dot slash. That going back to the here. Here HDB so 08 HDB 08 here HDB 08 here HDB 08 here we have the exe HDB also we have the exe. So here HDB also we have the exe, same exe, both are same. Sys exe and HDB instance number exe both are same here. Here the one more important folder is here the host name HDB host name, then trace under the host name we have the trace. Here we have the trace files are available. So this is the host name, right? This is the SAP HANA is our host name here. Then here we can see the trace. This is the very important, remaining all are not much required. Okay, cd trace here. So this trace file is very important here, right? Here all the files traces are there here. In the work directory, all the work process, how we have the traces. Here also we have the traces here. So name server, right? So daemon, so web dispatcher, preprocessor, compile server, all the process related information is available. How the process is behaving, all the information is available here, right? So this one is very important. This path is very important here. They will ask you, right? So can you tell me the trace directory? How to check the logs at how to check the HANA logs at operating system level? So we have to go to the path like USR, SAP, SID, HDB, instance number, host name, and trace. Host name, trace. You don't need to explain all those things. Just tell the host name slash trace. Under the trace, we have the files are there. Normally, this is the diagnosis files, right? These are the diagnosis files. So normally, these are the diagnosis files. So if HANA is up, then if you are able to access, you can refer from here, right? All those things you can refer, all those things you can refer here. Name server, daemon, name server. So all the log files you can open and you can see the data here. If the HANA is down, you cannot access from Studio. Then in this case, how can you do that one? Then we have to go to the OS level, this path. Why? Because here, whatever the log files are displaying here, same log files are, it is pulling from this location only. This is the base. In this base only, your HANA Studio also pulling the data here. So here also we can view the data here. Suppose like how the name server is behaving, right? Just name server dot trace file here. Just to go to the more command, just see the what is happening with the name server here, right? So you can see all the information, what is happening in the name server. So you can see it here, all the data, we can see it here, right? Suppose like if you want to open here, just to open the, here also you can open it here. Both are same files here. Both are same files here. Both are same files here, right? So this is the trace files, right? Diagnosis files here. Diagnosis files here. So SAP level, how the work directory, right? SAP level, we know if any log files, work process related log files or anything, USR SAP, SID, D, instance number, slash, and work directory, right? That is the very important for the all the work process related log files. For HANA related, all the process related log files are available in the trace directory here. This is a work directory. This is the trace directory here. This trace directory available in this location here. So you need to answer like this here. Okay. So HANA level, if any issues are arises, we need to go to the trace directory. There we have to check the all the log files and we need to find out the issues, the index server or name server or preprocessor. So we can check the errors here. So apart from that, if they ask you, can you tell me the location? Then USR, SCP, SID, then HDB instance number and host name and trace file, host name and trace file here. Okay. That is the one thing here. Okay. SAP HANA and trace directory here. That is the one thing here. You should know this one. Okay. Then this is the work directory. This is the work directory for the SAP level logs, right? Here, few things you need to remember is where the all the INAVL configuration files are available. Then where the trace directory is available. These two things are very important to the in the HANA file system level. Remaining, no one asked the question, not much that important here. So this path is very important here. Okay, that path is very important. Any issues in the HANA database, we will come to the here. We will look the trace files and everything here. The trace file, tenant specific trace file here. Okay, this is the one here, very important here. So sometimes you may have come into the situation and stop only tenant database. Then suppose if you just right click, if you stop it, it will stop the entire system DB, tenant DB here. Sometimes you may have to only stop the tenants, specific tenants, right? So that time just to open the just to open the SQL console of the system database, we can also create the new tenant also. New tenant database also we can create it, right? Now we have only one tenant database. So we can also create the new tenant database, like using the statement like create, there is a create database name. Suppose like here HD6. So on top of this system DB, we can create the one more database is called the HD5, and HD5 already there, first database. Second database as well, we can create it. So then system user, then password, then we can password, we can define the password one here. Yeah, something wrong here. To HANA database. So there is simple command actually. Somewhere we are missing something. Yeah, create database. So this is the one. Same, some mistakes here. Yeah, create database name, everyone, system user, password. Okay. Here, I think we should not give this one, right? The quotation we should not give here. Right? This is the one. See, create. Then here, see here, database is created. You no need to install separate database, separate tenant database. Just use the one sentence here, one word. So just use the one sentence here. Here, the database will be created here. Here, the database will be created here. Just create database name, and system user password, and your password you can give it here. See here, it is creating now, right? It is creating now. So one database will be created here. So which means the OS level, you will get the one more index server here. Two index server, we will get it out from here, right? What is the database SID here? Database, we are in the HD5, HD5 here. HD5. Right. See here we have the one index server created. There is a one more index server is created here, which means it's a multi-container. Means so by default you will get the one system DB 5 process, and so two tenants. One tenant means one index server you will get here, right? Here now one index server, one access engine. Now it is creating the one more tenant. One more tenant we are creating here using the create database name. One more tenant we are creating here. So here what is happening? It is creating the one more tenant. It is getting created here, one tenant. So that's why you see one more index server got generated here. When you create the new index server here, it is taking the port of the 3 instance number 40, right? 40 series, 40, 41, 42. First three ports it will be occupied here. Then if you create the one more tenant, then 43, 44, 45. Then the index server port number, it will come to like 43 here. Like that, it will create the tenants here, right? So we are creating like this. So here it is getting created here. One more tenant is getting created here. So this is the, if you want to create the one more tenant, we can use this commands here. Yeah, you no need to again download the software, again install the new SID, all those things here, right? That's why ANA 2.0 is the multi-container. So by default, you will get the one system DB, one tenant DB here. On top of, if you want to install more tenants, just use the command using the system DB, just use the command. So it will be create the new database. Suppose if you want to stop, we want to stop the only tenant database. I want to stop the only specific tenant database here. Then here you need to use the alter system stop database and database name. Suppose which database? From HD6, right? You are creating the HD6 database. Now just use the HD6 colon, just to execute it. That database is getting started here. Now I think, see here, it's created successfully. It's created now, successfully created. So I can add the HD6 database here. HD6 database here. That is called, the instance number is the 40 here, right? So I can add the HD6 database here. Tenant, new tenant here. The password is, I think I mentioned like manager1, right? And manager1. Which host I executed this one? Right? The 08. 08 is the instance number. That is the port number. 40, I given the 46. So this is the, see here, HD6 is installed with the HD5. So here in the one host HD5, we have the two tenants are installed here. So two tenants are installed here. I want to stop only. Now what will happen? If you stop HDB stop here, all will be stopped. All the system DB, tenant DB, run two system DB, two tenants, two one system DB, two tenants will be stopped here. No, I don't want to stop all. I want to stop only specific tenant, right? I want to stop only HD6. Then you can use this command alter system stop database HD6. Then it will stop only alter Could not execute or system stop. The answer, right? Yes. So yeah, see here, it is executing now. Command is getting executed here, which means it is stopping only this tenant database only. HD6 tenant database only, it is getting stopped. See here, database is not available. So the system database is stopped here. It is stopped now, right? It is stopped here. So like this, we can stop the tenant database here, only specific tenant here. Now, if you use the HDB info, now we have only one index server, means only one tenant. We want to stop only that specific tenant also, then just we can type the HD5. Then it will be stop only HD5 only. So specific tenant we can create it, only stop the specific tenant also here. So which means instead of stopping all, if you want to stop specific tenant, we can stop the specific tenant also. Okay, this is the one thing we can do that one. Okay, so you can just practice the how to check the logs, the OS level and Pranana Studio level, just to try to review the logs, what's there, the information. Then so tenant creations, how to create and now all those things, just you can practice it. Okay.